Hello friends, I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all great and wonderful and fantastic. Everything here is good. I'm recording this video a little bit late because I decided not to record it earlier because I wasn't in a great headspace. Last night was game night. I went to the library expecting to play test either my Viking game or the Utilities project, and we basically didn't have a whole lot of people last night. I think only 6 people showed up, but I did get to test narrow gauge with a new player, and it's a guy who likes kind of light stock market games, and that's what this is. So I took it with me, and he play tested with me, and he said something that this is one of those just I'm an idiot moments, and when he said it, I went, oh, that's what feels wrong. Like, something has felt wrong for a long time. Something has felt wrong about the way that the money pays out in this game for a very long time, and I've been chasing a way to fix it, and it never occurred to me. This might be an admittance of my stupidity, and it sounds so fundamentally dumb that it makes me question my ability to design games. At some point, we're talking about how the commodities market works. Okay? So in this game, there's a commodities market. There's 4 different types of commodities. They get randomly distributed around the map. And as you make commodity connections, you get to place cubes on this little chart, right? What ends up happening is the first person who places a locomotive on that commodity gets to put their cube at the top. The next person puts their cube below it. And then if we connect further, these start shifting down until one person is left making money and another person's not making anything. The reality is, in a 2-player game, these numbers mean nothing. If I'm first and you're second, I always just make $2 more than you. So why do we pay out all of this money when it's really just I make $2 and you don't get anything? That's really all it is. And it didn't occur to me. Like, it's just one of those fundamental, like, duh. How did I not think of that? And that's been the thing that's been bugging me, is I've tweaked these payout numbers because cash amounts got these huge amounts, and then I realized, like, yeah, you're right. Like, I'm an idiot. Like, why am I paying out all of this? If you have 8 stocks and I have 3 stocks, then we just pay out your 5 extra. That's it. The other 3 cancel each other out. We don't have to pay those out. Same thing for the commodities. What's the point? There isn't one. Like, damn. Right? And I felt really stupid. As I sat there and he goes, well, does money do anything? No, money's just points. And then I realized my stupidity, because money doesn't do anything. You can't take that money and turn it into points. There's no tertiary mechanism that you can buy set collection cards or whatever to try to score extra points. And so immediately I started thinking, and that's the direction my mind went. Well, how do I make it so that money isn't directly worth points? Now you have to spend your money to get points, because that makes paying out all this extra money worthwhile. I'll add a secondary market. You can be able to buy, shares of industrial corporations or medical corporations, and you'll have a set collection mechanic that'll score you points at the end of the game. That's where my head went. But I stopped because I realized I really don't want to overcomplicate anything. That I want this to be shares. I want this to be a little bit of a commodities market, and I want trains on a board. That's what I want. I don't want anything more than that. I don't want you to have a whole side game going to get points. I don't want putting trains on this map just to be the engine for how you get points. I want the trains on the map to matter. So this has been on my head the whole day, because I realize this whole chart just comes down to whoever gets there first always makes $2, and the other person doesn't get anything. Like that's what it comes down to. So I realized a couple of things I had the first realization while I was in the shower, and that was, you place your cube on here, the first person puts it here. You also put a train here denoting the color of train that you connected. So if I connected with blue, I'd put a blue train here and put my marker here. The next person connects with red, they put a red train here and put their marker here. What that means is when dividends are paid out, blue will pay and red will pay. So this purple would pay twice. That's all it comes down to. So I would get $20, you would get $16. So I made $4 basically. The next time somebody connects, both of our markers slide down, then they slide down, then they slide down, until it gets to the bottom where I'm just making $2. But in reality, I've been making $2 the whole time. So what I realized in the shower was, wait, one of the key benefits of this system for me as a player is if I make the first connection into purple, I want to try to make all the purple connections so that you never get on this market. And I can keep you out of this as long as possible so I can try and get the most returns. And what I realized was if I could pull that off, what I'm going to do is you put your cube, you count down a number of spaces equal to the number of trains that are on here. So if I make this connection, and then I make the next connection, and then I make the next connection, when you go to put your cube on here, you get to start down here at 4. So there's $6 splitting us, and then we move down, and then we move down, and then we move down, and then, and now I'm making significantly more money. And I thought, okay, that works, right? So my friend came over, we play tested, we talked about all of what I just said, and I think I didn't realize that it's still not right, because the way the game originally has always worked is that when you're on the commodity market, those tokens don't change at all. That's what it is, right? And the fact that this is just a 10, 8, 6, these are just $2 increments makes that less interesting. So we played, we talked, we came up with, do we want to do, maybe you do tokens instead of this thing, and something based on the number of tokens that you have. But I think we fixed it. I think we fixed it in an elegant way that ties into the rule that I created in the shower this morning, and it doesn't require any major changes. Yeah, I'm going to change the values on these eventually. Right now I'll just leave it because these are already printed. I want to reprint this map anyway because I've changed some of these tiles, but I'm going to make it like it'll be like 12, 9, 8, 6, 3. So it'll be a different spread based on the spaces that you're on. What I realized is because of that, how many trains are up here, that's how many spaces down you put your marker. We'll just clear this every round. So at the end of the first round, we pay this out, this goes away. The next round, whoever connects first gets to put their marker, on whatever space that is. And so that gives the incentive for, you'll be able to switch positions on this market, and it'll be much more interesting. It'll be a much more interesting component of the game. And that's what I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be kind of the deciding factor that is outside of just earning money from shares. Earning money from shares in a two-player game is, again, kind of awkward because if we just mirror shares, it just cancels each other out and nobody's making any money. And I wanted a way to balance that. So I have bonuses that you get for placing on cities. I have penalties that you pay for playing on water. And then I had this little commodities market to make it a little bit more interesting. What I realized is it's not really as interesting as I thought it was because I'm an idiot. But now I think I can fix it pretty easily. And I think it'll work a hell of a lot better and be much more interesting. So I held off on doing the video because I was mad at myself. And now that we've playtested and talked about it and found a good solution, I'm actually really excited about it because the main reason I'm excited about it is it's just a rules rewrite. Like I don't have to change a whole bunch of physical components. And I really like that a lot. So I'm back to being happy. I was a little upset this morning. I tweeted a few times that I really wasn't happy with it because the issue that I found when he said something like, "So it's just $2," you're just making $2 more than me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Like I'm an idiot. Like I'm really dumb. Like what?" That's one of those moments where I think, what gives me the right to design a game when I can't even think of that? Where I can't even go, wait, it's just $2. I mean, I have thought of that dozens of times in games before, but for some reason when it came to this, I didn't think of it at all. And because money doesn't do anything extra, why are we paying all that extra money for no reason, right? I don't know, but I'm going to go rewrite the rules. I'm going to fix this. I'm happy about it. I'm ready to show it. I'm really, really ready to show it to publishers. So we'll see what happens. I've already been asked to submit the sell sheet, which I haven't made one because I told you before I don't like making them. But I do have a meeting about this game. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is hoi polloi. It is a noun meaning a pejorative term used to describe the masses or the common people. My practice is to ignore the pathetic wishes and desires of the hoi polloi, the governor said haughtily. Hoi polloi. H-O-I space P-O-L-L-O-I. Our governor here in West Virginia is a Republican governor, has been doing a surprisingly good job with this whole situation that we're in. Like, he's been really pushing vaccines. Amazingly. I'm actually not disappointed in him.